I'm not trying to sound stereotypical, but trying to go party as a single mom, well, a single woman is not such a good idea. Just saying. I made a lot of creeps that way. You could also have a lot of fun that way, but I gotta make sure I come home in one piece because I got that little one in the other room. So, and you can meet creepy people online too. That's not totally nixing that out either. As you can see, it's getting blue. It's getting brighter. Uh, so hopefully we see a sunrise here in a minute. And that's all I really have to say in general about the game, really. Everything else you just kind of learn as you go. The chat, you get to do tells where you privately message somebody. The says is just anybody in your general vicinity, like probably from like where that mandragora is, like where I'm at, and like that. Like say I'm like the point in the middle of the circumference there, like radiates out. Like that's my happy little bubble. Party would be anybody that's in my party in my little team that I invited. Alliance would be three teams, three parties together. Um, I don't know if this is going to be a colorful sunrise, but it's still pretty nonetheless. So we'll just sit here and watch this while I ramble some more, because I'm sure nothing beats a woman talking nonstop, right? Um, but uh, but thank you for watching if you're watching, because I do appreciate. Hey, it's support, right? And my thing is like I'm doing this to help other people because I could be sitting here talking to my friends, I could be sleeping, but hey, I figure I got some downtime. I'm awake. It's like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I'm still awake. So hey, oh, there's another shooting star. Like what the hell? I never see these things. It's a good sign. We'll take it as a good sign. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Tell, say, party alliance, yell. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between a yell and a shout is, but most people use shouts. And shouts are anybody in this whole map area right here. I I think I heard somebody say yells are server wide, but I could be wrong, and that seems like a big extreme. But shouts, I never really use them. I never see anybody else use them. I see like one maybe like once a month. Um, but shouts, it's this whole map, and that can be really handy when there are special things called hunts. They're great big giant monsters. They're like harder than or comparable to like a boss in a dungeon, and you really need a lot of people to group up, and you get special currency and stuff like that. It's like the easiest way to put it without getting too detailed. I don't want to like kill your brains with information, but there's lots of different kinds of currency in this game, and depending on what you want to get out of the game, you know get a little currency from here and there and everywhere. Um, but anyway, shout out to the whole general map that you're in. The free company is your guild, uh, like your special company of people, and you can get a house for your free company. We call them FCs all the time, so if you hear me say FC, that's what that is. But yeah, my FCs are typically small. I don't really like large ones. I do in one way because there's always support. But what I like to have are link shells. And what they do is even if you have friends that are in other FCs, because they take a long time to build, and sometimes you don't meet cool people for like a year, um, or some months, or you might meet somebody tomorrow that you really like, you get along with, or like you don't have any crafter friends and you meet somebody who can craft really well tomorrow, or you find somebody that will buy your, whatever. There's many purposes for link shells. Some people use them to scope out hunts. Some people just use it to chat. Some people use it to try, they'll just put leaders from guilds in there, and then that way this FC of like 10 people and this FC of 10 people, and you have like 10 FCs of 10 people. Well, you got 100 people, um, instead of, oh, I only have 10 people to talk to. So they come in handy. I really like link shells. And there's another, I don't know what is up with this. I swear I never see shooting stars. This is so weird. Maybe I just don't look at the sky long enough. Yeah, this isn't a very colorful sunrise, but I mean, that's what makes this game realistic to me. More so than some games because it's different every time. Uh, Obviously, this is kind of a blasé sunrise. It's still very pretty though. I love these colors. Sometimes you will literally get like a bright red and orange. Oops, I forgot I was on my bird. I was like, why is my bird standing in front of me now? but yeah. I don't really know what else to do other than just kind of run around and kill things and do this story. I would try to do that new instance that I just unlocked, but I'm not sure if there's really anybody that's going to be trying to play it at 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in the game I should go over. Oh, the golden saucer. Why not? This is something they implemented not too long ago. They added it for kicks. It's kind of nostalgia for anybody who's played other Final Fantasy games. Because there was one game in particular that had mini games and stuff like that. And what you can do is you can come in here and you can play the lottery. They have card games over here. It's called Triple Triad. It's kind of like tic-tac-toe meets poker. And they have these things. They're like fates, kind of, except you're not really fighting, but there's special events that you can do. Like they have a dancing one where you have to follow the actions of what they're doing, because they have emotes in this game, like shout for joy or dance or I forgot how ridiculous the aura dance looks because my main is a Lalafell, a short little this short little guy. But anyway, you have to pretty well follow like what they're doing, which can be tricky because like that dance looks different on other races. So that's just the general dance. They do have other specific dances like step dances and stuff you could do that you learn as you go through the games from special quests. But basically it's like Simon Says, they'll do different things and you have to follow their actions without seeing like how it says down here, you motion joyfully. Well, it doesn't actually show that in the chat for you to know what they're doing. So it's kind of tricky. So dangerous. But yeah, so they have stuff like that. They have a jumbo cactpot you can do, and they also have chocobo races, which was a huge deal and I actually love. But this is what the mini cactpot looks like. You just pick any of these. But basically you want to get 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I forget what the other one is but I mean it's basically these sums equal these things. And it doesn't look like I'm gonna get a 1, 2, 3. I'll try shooting for this one because that might be a 7, 8, 9. Well, that was a waste because I spent 100 on this. It is gambling. This is horrible. Good thing is if you're under less than I think yes if you're under less than I think 5,000 you get you can actually buy MGP, but they won't let you do more than that because they do want you to play, but they understand that sometimes you actually need the money to do it. Well, my winning pretty well made up for the money I blew. That's horrible. Well, anyway, so this is the golden saucer. This is just part of it. Yes, they actually have an app right here, so you can teleport to it, as you saw me do. But yeah, that's one fate area, or they're called gates. You don't actually fight. But yeah, you have to try to run up there as fast as you can. It's quite painful if you're not coordinated, and I'm very clumsy. This is the dancing arena. Oh, and each time you're in a town or an area like this, they have miniature aetherytes that they're actually called Aethernet. I always call them Atherites anyway. But I can click on here. They have little baby mini games you can do that are like pretty well just chance. Like really, well, not so much chance, but they only give like, oh, you won 10. But see, I can go up here to the Cacpoc board. This is where the big one is. It draws once a week. You pay like 100 and pick 4 random numbers, and then it's like a normal jumbo lottery. But yeah, just jump back here. I want to show you guys this silly thing that they have here. This is funny. I thought this was a hot tub, right? No, it's not. I have no idea why that is even a thing, but it's there. And they have all these girls that are dressed up in bunny suits. It's kind of disturbing when it's the Lalafels because they're very tiny. Some people make pedophile jokes, and I think that's disgusting. They're to me, they're like little midgets. They're like little hobbits, and they're adorable. And thinking of them as children is kind of creepy. But whatever. This guy has a glowing sword because he's awesome. And yes, you can actually look at people and see what kind of gear they have. And when they have these X's, yes, I need sleep in my life. When they have crosses like this on them, it means that they have a glamour. They have a glamour system in this where you can make weapons you have look like something else. And the reason for that is some things are hideous. Like, I'm not too fond of the gear I have on right now, but I know I'm going to be leveling up against getting better gear soon. And with that said, I've played games like Star Wars online, which is really fucking fun. Who doesn't want to be a Sith Lord running around slashing things up with a lightsaber, am I right? But their glamour system works where once you place a glamour, it's kind of like on you. Like that glamour will stick on your gear regardless of what kind of gear you put. Indefinitely until you decide to change it. On this, your glamour is piece specific. So like he put that the Beerlige axe. It's hard to read. Beerlige words. I don't know. He put that axe over that Kentucky Kai axe. If he unequipped his Kentucky Kai axe and put on a different axe, it would look like that different axe. It would not look like his Beerlige axe anymore. You would have to glamour the Beerlige axe on new axe prototype thing. So yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. Don't glamour unless you know you're going to keep the weapon for a while or you have a lot of money. Because glamour can cost about, depending on your server, depending on how greedy the crafters are being. I'm sorry, everybody has to make a living. They can range from like 2,000 to like 10,000 or more for one glamour prism for one piece. So it's just something to keep in mind. I would show you what the housing looks like, but I do not have a house in this game because small. FC. We have not saved up money because I'm really the only one that plays in our FC, and that's fine with me. This is one of those characters I usually play by myself, but I have a couple real life friends I play with. I don't know. Oh, this is my other job. It is a rogue. Well, that's something else I need to tell you guys about that I forgot to mention. See, I find things to talk about all the time. I am definitely a woman. Jobs on Final Fantasy. You have... Actually, this is the easiest way to do it. Jobs on Final Fantasy. They all start off as classes. That's this top row right here. Gladiator, Pugilist, Marauder, Lancer, Archer, Rogue, Conjurer, Thaumaturge, and Arcanist. And what happens is, once you hit level 10 on any of these jobs or classes, you can pick up another class.